Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing a number in your account. A number so large that your mind cannot understand it. Not millions, not billions, something far beyond that. Today, when we talk about wealth, we think about billionaires, companies, technology, stock markets. But history created people whose fortunes were measured differently. They owned what civilizations depended on: land, energy, trade, resources. And the strangest part, some of the richest people who ever lived are almost forgotten today. Your journey begins in ancient Rome. Imagine walking through the streets of Rome almost 2,000 years ago. You hear thousands of soldiers marching. You see merchants selling goods from across the world. Ships arrive carrying treasures from distant lands. And above this entire civilization, one man stands at the center: Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of Rome. His fortune cannot be measured like a modern bank account, because his wealth was connected to an empire. Land, taxes, military power, trade routes. Some historians estimate his influence would equal hundreds of billions of dollars today. But there was something different about Augustus. A billionaire today can buy a company. Augustus lived in a world where his decisions could reshape the economy of an entire civilization. But centuries later, the next great fortune would come from something invisible, something hidden beneath the earth: oil. Imagine America at the beginning of the 1900s. Factories are growing. Cities are expanding. Machines are changing the world. And one man understands something before almost everyone else. The future needs energy. John D. Rockefeller. He builds Standard Oil. At his peak, his fortune is often estimated at around $400 billion in today's value. But one small detail reveals the person behind the fortune. The richest man in America was known for stopping and giving children small coins. A man whose wealth was almost impossible to imagine. Kneeling down and handing a child a simple 10-cent piece. A tiny action from someone living on a completely different financial scale. Because sometimes, the smallest actions reveal the biggest people. But not every fortune was meant to be kept. Now enter a steel factory in the late 1800s. You hear fire, metal, machines. A new world is being built. And Andrew Carnegie is at the center of it. His steel empire created one of the greatest fortunes in history. Adjusted to today's value, His wealth would reach hundreds of billions of dollars. But then something unexpected happens. Carnegie asks himself, what is the purpose of having more money than one person could ever spend? His answer changes everything. He gives away most of his fortune. Today, libraries and institutions around the world still carry his name. The strange truth is this: the fortune that made him one of the richest people alive is mostly gone. Maybe the greatest wealth is not what you collect, but what remains after you leave. Now travel to a kingdom built around gold. Imagine standing in the desert. And in the distance, a caravan appears. Thousands of people. A ruler at the center of it all. Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire. During his famous journey to Mecca, he gave away so much gold that the value of gold dropped in the places he passed. In Cairo, the effects lasted for years. One person's generosity changed entire economies. His modern equivalent is estimated by some historians at hundreds of billions of dollars. Others say it cannot truly be calculated. Because how do you measure someone whose wealth changes the value of money itself? Now comes the hardest person to compare. Because this man was not the richest because of gold, or factories, or banks. He was the richest because he changed the map of the world. Genghis Khan. A man who never learned to read or write. Yet he created the largest connected empire in human history. He built communication networks across thousands of kilometers. Messages could travel across his empire faster than many European systems for centuries. Imagine someone who could not read a book, creating a system that connected millions of people. So who was truly the richest person who ever lived? If wealth means money, Rockefeller and Carnegie belong among the greatest. If wealth means economic impact, Mansa Musa becomes almost impossible to ignore. If wealth means territory and influence, Genghis Khan changes the entire definition. But maybe the answer is not about money at all. Because history keeps repeating one rule: the greatest fortunes belong to those who see the future before the future arrives.